Hari Om. How is everybody today? Happy Holi. And there's another, very beautiful thing that is happening today is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthday. I was told, I visited the ISKCON temple here, and I often do that on special occasions. And they told me, and there was quite a bit of a celebration with flowers and everything. And it's good, right? It's a we talked about the energy surrounding the lunar eclipse, the energy surrounding what's happening right now, and so now this video is to go deeper into decoding the upcoming sixth planetary conjunction, which is going to take place on March 29th, so 2 weeks from now, and the solar eclipse that's also going to be a part of it, and the impact that it's going to have on the world, on your life and everything. We're going to, take a deep dive into it. But before we do that, let's start off with some basic mantras. Salutations to Lord Ganesh and Goddess Saraswati, who are the keepers of wisdom, divine knowledge, and speech. So let's start. Gajananam bhutganadi sevitam kapitajambu falasara bhakshitam Umasutam Shokavinashakaranam Namami Vigneshwara Pankajam Sadananam Kumkumaraktavarnam Mahamatim Divyamayuravahanam Rudrasya Sunum Sursainanatham Guham Sadaham Surnam Prapadye Ya Kundendu Tusharahara Ya Shubra Vastravrita Ya Veena Varadandamandritakara Ya Shweta Padmasana Ya Brahmachata Shankara Prabhitibirde Vaisada Pujita Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha. We thank the universe for giving us an opportunity to decode its knowledge. We seek permission, we seek guidance and grace to be able to interpret its unique knowledge and science and utilize it for our growth and the growth of mankind. Right? So let's begin. First of all, I want to confirm everybody can hear me fine. I can see the mic here, so I think everybody's able to hear me. Smriti ji says hello, sir. Hello, Smriti ji. Happy Holi, everybody. Let's start. So I'm going to open the transit chart here, and I'm going to open up what's going to happen, and looking at the combinations, I'm going to tell you what I see happening. So on March 29th, I use the Placidus house system. So this is where it could be different. But even if you do not use the Placidus house system, even if you use the equal Rashis, equal house system, even then, if you use the Chalit chart, which is a better assessment of where the planets go, in real time, you will be able to arrive at the same observations that I'm making right now. So on the basis of that, March 29th, 2025, I am seeing here Sun in Uttarabhadrapada, Moon in Uttarabhadrapada, Mercury retrograding in Uttarabhadrapada, Venus retrograding in Uttarabhadrapada. Okay, so there are 4 planets here in the nakshatra of Uttarabhadrapada, and you have 2 planets which are Saturn and Rahu in Purvabhadrapada. So on the internet, you will quite often see, people talking about how the conjunction is going to play out according to the signs. So the sign of Aries is going to be very important from this perspective. If you take the Cheyenne system, if you take the other system, which is called, if you follow the NC Lahiri Ayanamsha, then it's happening in Pisces. But that's not really as important as much as the nakshatra. I'll tell you why. Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra and Purvabhadrapada nakshatra, both of these nakshatras are nakshatras that are ruled by, the Rudras. So there are 11 Rudras, and both of them are ruled by the Rudras. Uttarabhadrapada is ruled by Ahirbudniya, and Purvabhadrapada, I think, is ruled by Aja Ekpada, right? So when you take both of these things into account, let me just confirm as I'm talking to you. I have this. I have my guide open on the side. I don't want to make any mistakes. So hold on here. Uttarabhadrapada. Let me just confirm if I named that right. But I'm pretty sure it's that one, right? Now, when you talk about nakshatra ownership, taking into account the ruling deities is very important. Yes, the ruling devata is Aja Ekpada for Purvabhadrapada. The Rudras, unlike other deities, bring about powerful, transformative, revolutionary kind of change. The Rudras do not dilly-dally or what do you say, pussyfoot around the change that needs to be brought about. They bring about change like that. That is the energy of the Rudras. If there's a change that is necessary, sooner rather than later. That's the philosophy. But within that, Purvabhadrapada is more of the energy of hitting what you want and going after it like a lightning bolt. And Uttarabhadrapada is the energy that is more connected with going with it slowly but surely. But it's, if I were to give you the best analogy for picturizing the change that is brought about by Uttarabhadrapada, Uttarabhadrapada is like a landslide. That's what it is. Right, happy. Which Anamsha do you use? Depends. I can use all of them. So you'll have to. That's an extended conversation. That's an extended conversation, by the way. I favor tropical rashis, sidereal nakshatras, placidus houses, but I just as easily use the Shri Surya Siddhanta, Ayanamsha, and I also use the Lahiri Ayanamsha, True Lahiri. I don't really have a problem with either of those. Okay, now continuing. If Purvabhadrapada is like a thunderbolt, Uttarabhadrapada is like a landslide. So you see how Purvabhadrapada is more concentrated in one particular area. That is why you will see, if you watch my videos on nakshatras, Purvabhadrapada, so stick with me here. We're talking about this conjunction only, but we're taking it apart in a way that helps you really go deep and understand the energy and its interpretations in your life. So while Purvabhadrapada people you will often see as lecturers, teachers, researchers, in that capacity, people who are specialists. Uttarabhadrapada people you will see quite often as individuals who are able to manifest prosperity. Okay, so the Shakti associated with Uttarabhadrapada is the power to bring about the rains, Varshodyaman Shakti. This is very important. I'll tell you why. The rains, the power to bring about rains across cultures, is a power that is associated with ushering in prosperity. What a lot of people probably don't understand or don't think about, maybe, or their attention doesn't go to, Uttarabhadrapada is as spiritual as it is materially successful. Look at the charts of people. Go do your research experiment, and you will be able to see it expressing itself again and again in circumstances, situations where there has been a major manifestation of some important thing. Now, when you have 1, 2, 3, 4 planets in the nakshatra of Uttarabhadrapada, you have Sun, you have Moon, you have Mercury retrograde, and you have Venus retrograde. My God, this is some past life stuck karmic energy for everybody. Take it how it applies to your life, that you've been trying hard to manifest. This is a stuck blessing that you've been trying hard to manifest. And right now are the circumstances where it will just happen for you. It will just come down like a landslide all at once. Now, there's another thing here. Whenever you are looking at planetary conjunctions, the planets that are in nakshatras, the early nakshatras compared to the later nakshatras, planets that are in the early nakshatras are planets which have more power over the entire conjunction. So in this case, Rahu and Saturn being in Purvabhadrapada are essentially the trigger which is opening up the floodgates, of this massive change, whatever it is. It's a prosperous change, don't worry. Depending on the Tara that it is, I got the lunar eclipse in my moon sign and the solar eclipse in my sun sign this year. What's my price? Something big, definitely. If you're able to, put up with this, I'd say meditate, don't get into any conflicts. That should be your top priority. Go inwards, cut off from the world if you need to, work on your projects, and there's definitely a pot of gold at the end for you. But if you tell me your nakshatra, if you tell me your moon nakshatra, I'll tell you more. Okay. Now, obviously, depending on what your moon nakshatra is and the tara that these nakshatras are for you, it's gonna be the defining factor of whether this change will be nice or difficult. If, let's say, from the reference point of your moon nakshatra, Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra goes into your Param Mitra or Ati Mitra Tara, and this is going to be such a lucky landslide. It's going to open up opportunities like you had never imagined could ever open for you. But if it is in your Nedhan Tara, that it is going to open opportunities as a way of necessity. Like you cannot escape this now. So let me make this easier for you by giving you a few examples by what I see. Just hold on. Let me do a little bit of a calculation. So if you have a Venus ruled nakshatra as your moon nakshatra, Purvashada, Bharani, Purva Falguni, then this is likely to be a difficult transformation for you that you kind of stuck with making. It's a catch-22 situation here for you in some way, shape, or form, where I have to make this change. I have to go after this. I have to do these manifestations, because if I don't, things are not really going to work out the way that I want. Okay. However, if at the same time you are ruled by a Mercury-based nakshatra, right? Mercury-based nakshatra. You know, Mercury-based nakshatra like Jyeshtha, Revati, right? If you have any Mercury-based nakshatra that you are ruled by Ashlesha, and this is going to be a very lucky change. Why? Because bulk of the planetary energy is associated in this lunar mansion of Uttarabhadrapada. It's in your Paramitra Tara. This landslide is going to happen for you from the perspective of suddenly doors opening up, opportunities that you had been trying hard for suddenly coming through. Even it's quite possible that there is somebody that you met 5 years ago or some long time ago or someplace, and you shelved that project and you shelved that opportunity, and they contact you and they're like, you know what, let's have a meeting, and you go to that meeting and it closes and you make a lot of money through it, depending on whatever your individual time periods are. We have to also look at that. Okay. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars conjunction 12,000 Cancer, Moon, Purva Falguni, Sun, Uttarabhadrapada. So smog, G. I'm just going to read what's written here. So smog 185G. If your moon is in Purva Falguni, then this definitely is an energy that is associated with bringing about a necessary transformation with respect to the manifestation of prosperity and your financial goals and long-term financial plans and prosperity into your life. There could definitely be a Kundalini experience. There could definitely be a massive sort of tower moment, which will be for your benefit. It will be for your benefit. Don't worry about it. But it is going to be unexpected in the sense that when it's happening to you, you might feel, what the hell's happening to me? But that is going to be the best thing that have ever happened to you. You're going to look back and you'll be like, wow, that moment right there in time changed my life. Okay. Right. Sun in Dhanishta, moon in Satabhishak. So let's take it from this perspective. If you have moon in Satabhishak, Rajisha Bhukeshu A. Rajisha Third. So this is happening. The bulk of the energy is in your Vipattara. That means this is going to come about. This transformation is going to come about if you're ruled by a Rahu-based nakshatra, which is Satabhishak, Ardhra. These are Rahu-based nakshatras. Then this transformation is going to come about with you taking a risk, with you taking action, with you consciously triggering that avalanche. Okay, that's what it's like. Rohini ascendant, Shravana moon. Now, if you have your moon in Shravana, then from the reference point of your moon nakshatra, right? Jambha Rajisha. This can feel a little bit stuck. This can feel that this is something which is required to express myself better, but at the same time, this could be an energy which could make you feel stuck. This heaviness of this transformation could extend out a little bit for the next 3 to 6 months as you go through it and actually bring about the change that needs to be brought about, because there are pieces that need to fall into place which aren't quite there yet. But the driving factor for you is going to be this, for if this is talking especially for somebody who has a moon ruled nakshatra as their moon nakshatra, then the way that you're going to bring about this transformation that you sort of feeling stuck with, you're bringing about this transformation by actually what do you say, creating more security, upgrading maybe your assets, upgrading your gadgets, your house, your domestic environment, and working hard with it. Maybe you have to change homes, maybe you have to change residence, maybe you have to bring out major repairs that you had been avoiding, and that is the trigger. That is probably the trigger and the risk which brings this about into your life. Oh, happy Holi, Matijaji. Shat Bishak Moon. Yeah, I just talked about it. I just talked about for Rahu based nakshatras how it's going to be. Okay. Today's eclipse is exactly conjunct my south node. Are we still talking about manifestation of stuck energy, or something is leaving? Sun in Mula, moon in Anuradha. So if moon is in Anuradha for you, then this conjunction, this 4 planetary conjunction, what is the 4 planetary? What I've done is, for those who have just joined, I have divided this 6 planetary conjunction into 2 parts, because that is essentially how you should read it. One part of this conjunction involves 4 planets which are in a Shani ruled nakshatra. The other part of this conjunction is involved with this Rahu Saturn, which is in a Jupiter ruled nakshatra. Right now, we are talking mainly about that, Uttarabhadrapada section, that Shani ruled nakshatra, what these 4 planets are doing. Okay, so if you have a Shani ruled nakshatra, if your moon is in a Shani ruled nakshatra, if your moon is in Uttarabhadrapada, my God, then it's a massive transformation. If your moon is in Uttarabhadrapada, your mind, the depths of your mind and your thought and your thinking process, it's going to undergo a huge, massive transformation. I would say, if you feel the need to cut off from the world, don't do anything permanent. Take a leave of absence if you need to. Just go away. Spend time with yourself if you need to. Just withdraw. And this is something that Pushya moon and Anuradha moon are also going to feel quite a bit. So I am an Anuradha moon. I can absolutely assure you that I've been feeling really the brunt of this energy. But I digress. If you have a Shani ruled nakshatra, that's where your moon is placed, then this particular conjunction for you, this eclipse for you, is going to bring about this landslide of this avalanche of changes and opportunities and manifestation that had been stuck for a while. Why stuck? Because you have Mercury retrograde in Uttarabhadrapada, you have Venus retrograde also in Uttarabhadrapada. So you have this eclipse situation, but there's evidence, that it's carrying over from past efforts. So if you have your moon in a Shani ruled nakshatra, then this is your own doing. You are doing this yourself. Okay, for everybody else, as I explained, it's happening in different ways, but it is happening for sure. That is the bottom line of this particular energy. Do not be scared of it. Please do not be afraid. I don't care what everybody's saying online. This is a massive, seriously, I'm not overhyping it, opportunity for you, this particular eclipse, this particular conjunction, to manifest something that you had been stuck on, probably from previous lifetimes also. It's quite possible. Okay, now continuing. Moon in Rohini. So moon in Rohini, Tubaji, moon in Rohini means that your moon is in a moon ruled nakshatra, because Rohini is ruled by the moon. Okay, so therefore this situation, this conjunction is happening for you from a perspective of Champarajisha. So this nakshatra, Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra, will go into your 5th Tara. I'm using the Tara concept. I use the Tara concept often. I think I should make a video on it. I will, but this is my teaching style where I am better at teaching you through topics rather than actually making proper topic videos and talking about it. So when we're talking about it, you're going to understand, right? Happy Holi, Jekyllji. Coming back. So Tubaji, if your moon is in Rohini, then what is happening is that this particular energy, what it's going to do, it's going to bring about those blessings for you, but it's going to be a little bit stuck and frustrated, and it's going to extend for the period of the next 3 to 6 months. That's what it's going to be like. Don't worry about it. There's some other pieces of the puzzle that need to fall into place. And once again, Matijaji, So coming back to your moon in Shatabhishak, since your moon is in Shatabhishak, Rajisha, this change is this massive change is coming as a result of you taking some risk, as a result of you taking action towards it, because Uttarabhadrapada is falling into your Vipattara. Okay, so anybody else who wants to discuss their nakshatra, do it now. Then I'm going to take the second part of this conjunction. I'm going to go deeper into what that Rahu Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada is doing. Okay. Hasta Lagna, Anuradha Nakshatra. Yeah, Anuradha Nakshatra, same as me. I just talked about it. Don't worry. This massive change, this transformation, this manifestation of prosperity is going to happen as a result of your own doing. But you're going to have to work hard to preserve your energy, sort of, stay in your own lane, do your own thing, and don't be, what do you say, don't feel guilty of just guarding yourself, if you need to right now. Ashwini moon. Okay. I like that. Mars ruled nakshatra also. Good. I like that. Let me take that up. So if you have Ashwini moon, then that means that's a Ketu ruled nakshatra. Keshu Raji. Sure. Good. This is definitely going to be connected with you taking more action in the area of career, in the area of work. And the landslide, the avalanche of opportunities and changes is coming for you in the area of career and work primarily. That is what it is going to be centered around the most. What about Mars ruled nakshatras? Rajisha. For Mars ruled nakshatras, this is better than it's Saji. For Mars ruled nakshatras, it's going to be probably a little bit difficult because there could be a change of place. There could definitely be important upgradations, repairs, etc. that are required as part of aligning yourself with these blessings that need to be received. Maybe they're upgrades that you've been delaying for a while. Maybe you've been thinking of changing homes and residences for a while, but you've not been doing that. So this particular eclipse is going to push you to address that. And once you make that change, then it's going to happen for you. Okay. Tubaji, my pleasure. Smriti, how do we manifest the change? Smriti ji, you have to tell me, Ketu, right? You have, hold on. Danitsa ji, my pleasure. Smriti ji, what's your nakshatra? What is your moon nakshatra? You tell me your moon nakshatra, I'll tell you exactly how you manifest, how you need to manifest this change. Hasta moon, Rohini ji, wow. Hasta moon, your name is Rohini. Moon is definitely prominent for you, Rohini ji. Because Rohini is ruled by the moon, Hasta is ruled by the moon. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, from your perspective, yes, NMG. If somebody has their moon in Uttarabhadrapada, my God, this is a massive transformational period for them. Their mind, their mental health, what they associate security and comfort with, there's a huge transformation that is going on in that area. But it's a positive transformation. If you are an Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra individual, you are no doubt going to feel very heavy, but this is a good, this is a good weight. So for example, you go to the gym and you're working out, you're lifting weights. That's a good weight to bear because it's making you stronger, right? But let's say you're overworked and underpaid. That's not a good load to bear. Okay. So for Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra people, that's a better, this is good. Moon in Anuradha, Smriti ji, as I just said, Moon in Anuradha people and anybody who has their moon in Shani ruled nakshatras, they are going to feel the brunt of this energy because this is happening in your Janmatara. Okay, Janmatara is when the transit is happening in the nakshatra of a planet which is the same planet that rules your moon nakshatra. Okay, then you say, okay, the transit is happening through the Janmatara. So all Saturn ruled nakshatras right now are going to feel quite a bit of this pressure to do whatever this is that has just is not coming out. Like personally, from my perspective, as I said, I'm an Anuradha nakshatra. I am feeling the burden quite a bit. There are books that are incomplete, that I don't know when the hell they're going to see the light of the day. I'm so sick of, just working and perfecting on them, and everybody keeps telling me that they're great, they're great, they're great. We've read it, they're great. But I'm gonna do my very best to use this opportunity to bring them to the world. So depending on your moon could be in Pushya, or your moon could be in Anuradha with a bunch of other planets, or your moon could be in Uttarabhadrapada. All Shani ruled nakshatras at the moment. Even if you have lots of planets in a Shani ruled nakshatras, if you have, let's say, Shani nakshatra prominent, you are feeling this right now, that this has gone on for too long. Okay, this stuckness has gone on for too long. I need to resolve this. Why? Once again, Mercury is retrograding in this nakshatra, Venus is retrograding in this nakshatra, Sun is in this nakshatra, Moon is in this nakshatra. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus. My God, that is the soul, that is the mind, that is the intellect, and Venus, to quite an extent, you can say, is the body. It's like you're embodying this change right now and you're feeling it. Okay. Probably mentioned already, but how to manifest the change in Purva Falguni. So if you have Purva Falguni, then it's Saji. Then to manifest this change, what you need to do is you need to sort of do the necessary task at the moment that you're probably not feeling it. Don't worry. It's going to come to you. It's going to come to you. You don't really have to do it. It's going to come to you. Subirji, I have just discussed Hasta Nakshatra. I've discussed Moon Nakshatras a few times. Just watch the recording and you're going to find out. For Moon Nakshatras, don't worry. Jisha. It's a little bit of stuckness. Between 3 to 6 months is going to be the time period that you require to get out of it. But it will bring about the change. And also for moon-based nakshatras, if there's a book that you had been trying to write, if there's a course that you had been trying to bring to the world, if there's a podcast that you had been trying to share with the world or create, then this is a time that you're going to be able to do it quite a bit. Okay? Yes, Punarvasu nakshatra. Now, anybody who is connected with Jupiter-ruled nakshatras, which are Uttarabhadrapada, which are Punarvasu, right? Then which are Uttarabhadrapada, Punarvasu, right? Another one is going to just come into my mind. Don't worry. If you have Jupiter-ruled nakshatras, then this is a time period of actually manifesting a lot of stability. This is a time period for you, this particular eclipse. Now, here's the thing. This is why eclipses are feared. Why eclipse feared? Because eclipses are sort of dysfunctional in the nature of how they teach you. Okay? They're not going to teach you in a direct way. They're going to teach you in an indirect way either. They teach you in a sporadic way. What do I mean? This is what the energy of an eclipse is like. You see it. You see this is what I need to do. You see this is how I need to do it. And suddenly it disappears. You get this epiphany and it all goes dark. Eclipses, that is why, are a time to go within. Because to navigate that change, you need to go within and inculcate the faith that is required to move in the direction that you've been given a glimpse of. But it's just Maya, it's just the universe playing tricks on you. And I would say the best example of an eclipse is from the Mahabharata, from the Bhagavad Gita. When Arjun takes a vow that I am going to kill Jayadratha by the end of the day, by Suryast, by dusk. Otherwise, I am going to, kill myself. And so he spent the entire day trying to chase Jayadratha, but he could not. And finally, dusk approached and Arjun put down his Gandiv, his bow. That was, I think, given to him by Varun Dev, and he put it down and he said, that's it. Time for me to die. And Krishna was actually playing a Leela. Krishna was actually the one who was having fun and trying to teach Arjun that you shouldn't you shouldn't make such lofty commitments. Why? Because you're not God. Anything can happen. That's a document that is meant to teach us. He also wanted to teach Jayadratha that don't think that just because Arjun, this devoted guy, this dharmic guy, he said that he's going to take Agni Samadhi, he's going to kill himself, he's not able to kill you, that you'll just be able to kill him. No, I am behind him. So what Krishna did was, Krishna had brought about that eclipse to make Jayadratha complacent, to make Arjun understand not to do something as stupid again. As soon as Jayadratha came out, as soon as Arjun had surrendered, Krishna got the clouds to part and the sun could be seen again. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the best explanation to understand the power of an eclipse. An eclipse is not to be feared. An eclipse is just a test of your faith. You will see it clearly. Now, you watch this video after I'm done, think about it, journal, sit with your thoughts. You will get an aha moment. But right after you get an aha moment, you'll be like, okay, like, really? Can I do it? Can I actually do it? Can it really happen? That's the test of your faith. Okay? I'm going to give you mantras for it also at the end of the session. If I forget, somebody please remind me. Okay, so it means extreme change. Yes, extreme change, Vishaka. We're just going to talk about it. Hold on. Ridhiji, happy Holi to you too. Yeah, we're talking about the solar eclipse. That's the entire situation where it's happening. We're talking about that right now. We're not talking about the lunar eclipse at the moment. You're a little late to the party, Mr. Founders of Self. I don't know, Mr. or Miss. I'm sorry. I'm just reading out. Anyway, continuing. So I spent 30 minutes. Now let me get to the second part now of this particular conjunction. The second part of this particular conjunction is happening with Saturn and Rahu conjuncting in Uttarabhadrapada. This is a very important fact. Why? As I said, when you analyze a conjunction, look at the planets which are occupying the lower nakshatras in that conjunction. So, for example, in the order of the nakshatras, Purvabhadrapada comes before, Uttarabhadrapada comes later. So, Rahu and Saturn are occupying the earlier nakshatra. They're occupying a lower position, right? Now, Rahu moves in retrograde. So, Rahu has pretty much eclipsed everybody. He moves in retrograde, right? He has pretty much eclipsed everybody and he's conjunct with Saturn. Rahu Saturn in Purvabhadrapada is an energy of working hard. It's a very frustrating energy of working hard. It's like, I don't care if all the tires of my car are punctured. I'm going to just move forward on plates like a tank. I don't care if the brakes of this car have failed. I'm going to move forward nevertheless, navigating it. I don't care what the problems are in front of me. I am going to move forward no matter what. I know I have a naturally motivational nature, and so a lot of people sometimes suspect, is that what it really means, or are you adding your own flavor to it? No. I do sometimes add my own flavors to it because I want everybody to stay motivated. But in this case, guys, literally this is the energy. Because Purvabhadrapada nakshatra is a nakshatra. Just a second. Just a second. My apologies. I'm a little distracted here. Just a second. Let me answer this. Yes. As I said, Purvabhadrapada nakshatra is the nakshatra which is controlled by Aja Ekpada, which is the lightning bolt. He's one of the Rudras. And this is a nakshatra which deals with bringing about sudden powerful change. And the Shakti that is associated with Purvabhadrapada nakshatra is the Yajamana Udayaman Shakti, which is the ability to bring about spiritual awakening and humanitarian upliftment. I am not surprised that is the energy associated with Purvabhadrapada nakshatra. Why? Because you will often find a lot of teachers, a lot of professors, a lot of psychologists, a lot of inventors, a lot of even top-notch consultants and motivational speakers and coaches and lots of people in the education and research field who are Purvabhadrapada prominent. Now, when you have Rahu Saturn in Purvabhadrapada, one thing is for sure, I am definitely seeing that humanity also, because it's happening in the macros, right? It's happening in the sky. All of us are going to be affected as a result of it. We are definitely at the precipice of some kind of great innovation, some kind of a great change. And that, depending on who the people are who are working on it, because their stars are going to be taken into account, is something to be expected within the next 3 to 6 months. Okay. And you will see it actually manifest it's quite possible that round about August-ish is when you actually see this energy, manifest itself in a big way. But it can definitely happen before. So long story short, what I'm trying to tell you is that one thing is universal for everybody. If you want access to the good influences of this particular eclipse and this particular conjunction that's happening right now, right, with Rahu, Saturn, and Uttarabhadrapada, it will absolutely come about with you working hard towards it and just refusing to take no for an answer, refusing to go back, refusing to surrender, and just thinking that no, I have to go all the way. Simple. If you just take that decision, then depending on your nakshatras, as I described, right, depending on your nakshatras, you are going to see this avalanche. That's the best way that I describe it, an avalanche or landslide of opportunities and prosperity just coming into your life like that. Okay, please tell about your ascendant. So many planets in 8th house have moon and Mrigashira nakshatra. Riddhiji, I have talked about Mars based nakshatras. Right. So one more thing that is happening is that if you have Purva Bhadrapada moon, it's relevant. Kanupriyaji, it's relevant. If you have Purva Bhadrapada moon, then I definitely thinking that you must be feeling a lot of this mental stress and heaviness, right? Yes, this is mundane astrology, 7 horses G. Absolutely. You must be feeling quite a bit of this energy if you have Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra or you have your moon in any of the Jupiterian nakshatras, which is Purva Bhadrapada, which is Punarvasu. I don't know why the hell is it just the last nakshatra is just slipping from my mind. I'll remember, don't worry. So if you have your moon in any of the Jupiter ruled nakshatras, then you're going to feel this quite a bit. Vishakha, yes, Vishakha, right? You're going to feel quite a bit of this energy that, I'm thinking, world predictions I just made. I just talked about that, man. You're going to have to watch the rerun about that, watch the recording. Coming back, if you have your Jupiter, if you have a bunch of planets, or if you have your moon in Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra, then this energy is something that is probably playing at the strings of your mind for a while. You're thinking, you feel that heaviness, you feel that need to create that change, you feel that push and pull, you feel that sort of lack of clarity. But understand, it's not a lack of clarity. Take it holistically. It's just a test of your faith, as I just described. Uttarashada being ruled by Sun, is it relevant? Uttarashada being ruled by Sun is relevant, and glad that you brought it up because I don't think we discussed Sun-based nakshatras and how it is going to work out for them. Good. Jambo Rajisha. For Sun-based nakshatras, okay, Uttar Falguni, Uttarashada, and Kritika, this particular eclipse, this particular 6 planetary conjunction is going to bring about sudden influx of new relationships into your life. It's going to bring about new connections into your life suddenly. That is what the big change is for you. That is what is happening for you. Now, this can be as a result of you studying something, joining a new course, or just expressing yourself in some way, which brings you in the midst of a whole new world, like a whole new level being unlocked. So yes, I apologize. That was a stupid question. You figured it out now. No question is stupid, Miki ji. That's okay. But let me look at your question before. Which nakshatras are showing that a person is not who they are, like criminal police subsecret? I'm still not going to call this a stupid question. Manish ji, Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna, Hari Om. Which nakshatras are showing that a person is not who they are, like criminal police, some secrets, etc. Usually, without upsetting anybody, you can often see individuals who have Jeshta, or who can have, let's say, Vishakha, or you can sometimes also have Ardra. But I am not going to listen anything bad about Ardra because I have that prominent in my chart also. But quite often what happens is that I'm just taking this up because this question is okay. We should take this up as well. Which nakshatras are showing that a person is not who they are, like criminal police, some secrets, etc. It doesn't matter really the nakshatra as much as it matters the planets that are in that nakshatra and the tara that particular planet is in from the reference point of your moon. Understand? And let me add another layer. Which house that particular planet is in. So let's say Rahu in Ardra in the 12th or Rahu in Ardra in the 8th is going to behave massively differently for somebody who, let's say, has their moon in Mrigashira, or somebody who, let's say, has their moon in Uttarabhadrapada. Okay? Or somebody who, let's say, has their moon in Ashwini. It's going to have massive changes. And now, if, let's say, this Rahu is accompanied with Saturn, then that changes quite a bit. So that is how you look at that. Well, we'll have a different session for it. Right now, let's just talk about this. I have a two-faced co-worker. What about a prominent Magha ruled planet, sir? Two-faced nakshatras, then Uttarabhadrapada. No, please don't say that. Uttarabhadrapada people are actually quite nice. And Uttarabhadrapada, you know, come on, it's a nakshatra that is associated with goddess Lakshmi. It is associated with Lord Vishnu, because Ahir Budniya is connected, water snake is connected with the Sheshnag. So Uttarabhadrapada is a very powerful nakshatra. They're not really two-faced people. You can't really say that. They're slow. They're not going to move for anybody unless they absolutely need to move. Okay, and that is why they might be feeling the brunt of this energy. They might be calling in sick days. They might be, you know, thinking at the moment, I don't want to do all of this. So that's there. Yeah, you're playing. I get it. What about a prominent Magha ruled planets? My nakshatra is so Magha ruled. Anytime you have Ketu ruled nakshatras prominent, the new moon becomes very prominent for you. Why? Because Ketu is connected with your Pitris. Magha is especially connected with your Pitris. And the Amavasya Tithi is connected with your Pitris. Anytime that you have a Ketu ruled nakshatra prominent, then new moon is especially a time for you to go within, meditate, stay vegetarian, not drink, make it a Sattvic day. I don't tell anybody to not do this or do that. But I would say that everybody, irrespective of what their eating habits are, somebody could be bodybuilders, somebody could be models. I have a few clients who are models and they have a fixed diet. It's okay. I get it. But everybody can, you know, set aside the full moon and new moon days to be completely Sattvic days, to tap in best with that energy. But Ketu ruled people in particular will benefit the most of it, especially people with a prominent Magha nakshatra. Okay. How do you deal with Saturn Ketu for excellence in career? 1996, 1997 kids want to know. Right. Okay. 1996, 1997 kids, if you got Saturn Ketu, guys, if I'm not mistaken, this should be in Uttarabhadrapada, right? I think that's where it should be. Let me check. I'm pretty sure. Right? So if you have your Saturn Ketu in Uttarabhadrapada, 1996, 97 kids, you should have it roundabout in Purvabhadrapada or Uttarabhadrapada, right? If that is the placement, then this particular eclipse is going to massively transform your relationship with hard work, your relationship with your elder brother, your relationship with your uncle, your relationship with your bosses, your relationship in general with the way you approach, you look at the structures of society, of company, of hierarchy. You're going to have a massive transformation in that area. Okay. So yeah, Moon Uttarabhadrapada third pada and Jupiter Uttarabhadrapada first pada. I have Venus in Revati fourth pada, Lagna. So yeah, I mean, it's Sharad Guru. If you have Uttarabhadrapada placements, then definitely you're going to be feeling quite a bit. Maliji. Hello. How are you? So yes, answer my question. Thank you. It's regarding long distance travel on 29th. Long distance travel on 29th. I would say avoid it. I normally believe you got to do what you got to do. Okay, you have to do what you got to do. Like for example, let's say you're a sports person, you got to travel somewhere. You got to travel somewhere, man. Right? But if you can avoid it, avoid the 29th. Try to travel a little bit earlier, or try to travel a little bit later. It's not that necessarily something bad will happen. Weird things can happen on travels. You could be sitting next to a person, let's say, who is going through a very bad time, and they eat your head on a 14-hour flight. And that's okay. I mean, I understand people need to vent sometimes, but not when you want to fly in peace, right? And so those are things also that can happen sometimes. So that's why avoid that. Avoid those days. Okay, so how do we look at the areas change is going to manifest in houses or some other way? The best way to look at it is following the Tara concept that I have shared right now. That is the easiest way. Let me quickly sum that up. Okay, with each nakshatra, starting from the top, And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some mantras and coping mechanisms that you can employ. And then we're going to wrap up this session because I've already, it's already 45 minutes. Okay. So let's start. Let's start from the top. Sun ruled nakshatras. If you have sun ruled nakshatras prominent or your moon here, then this particular eclipse is going to be like, it's going to bring about an influx of new relationships. Through that relationships, you're going to be manifesting the prosperity. That is what it's going to be for you. Okay. If you have moon-based nakshatras prominent in your chart, or your moon and moon-based nakshatras, then this particular eclipse, what it's going to do is it's going to bring you about in a place, in a way of being where you're going to start taking action, expressing yourself better. But the changes are still going to take around about 3 to 6 months to actually manifest in your life, because there's some pieces that need to, come about, that you need to work on. Okay. Now, Mercury-based nakshatras. If you have Mercury-based nakshatras prominent in your chart, meaning if you have lots of planets in Mercury-based nakshatras, or if you have your moon in a Mercury-ruled nakshatra, right? Then this particular eclipse, what it's going to do for you is, this is going to be a very good time for you, by the way. This is going to bring about massive change. Could be long distance travel as well. Yeah, could be massive, could be long distance travel. Could be something like if you've been planning to publish a book, start a podcast, start teaching, start a new course. There's a definite there's a big change. You could find a guru also. There are good changes happening with respect to you then. Now, if you have a Mars ruled nakshatra or Mars ruled nakshatra prominent in your chart, moon is there or lots of planets are there, it's prominent, then this particular eclipse, what's going to happen is it's going to bring about important changes that you need to make, repairs, manifestations, changes, good changes, but necessary changes with respect to your home, with respect to your assets, with respect to your conveniences. Could also be with respect to your mother, could be redecorating your home, could be changing it, building a new home, buying property, maybe upgrading your car. It's going to be associated with that. Okay. Now, if you have Venus-based nakshatra prominent, that means you have a lot of planets in Venus-based nakshatra, or you have your moon in Venus-based nakshatra, then this particular eclipse, what it's going to do is it's going to be a little bit difficult. You might feel stuck. You might feel that you need to do things that you don't want to do. You might feel that you are caught up in contracts or relationships that you don't really want to be caught up in. There could be some health problems. There could be some difficulties that you need to navigate. This is a time for you to be patient. This is a time for you to understand that it is definitely leading you towards betterment. It is definitely leading you towards more prosperity, but you got to be cautious with this change. Okay? Right. And it's going to take around about, for Venus-based nakshatras as well, take a 3 to 4 or 5 month period for you to be able to deal with it and come on top with it completely. Now, if you have Jupiter-based nakshatras prominent in your chart, Jupiter-ruled nakshatras prominent in your chart, if you have your moon in a Jupiter-ruled nakshatra, then this particular eclipse, what it's going to do for you is, it's going to push you to focus on matters of family, focus on matters of stability, focus on matters of creating assets, focus on matters of your values. That's what the entire focus for you is going to be around. That, what? I need to bring about this change. This is what I associate my values and my stability, and in fact my ego also with. I want to manifest these things. I want to do these things. I want to bring these things to life. I want to do it. This is a great time period for you to make a lot of money or take long-term decisions with respect to wealth as well. What's left now? Saturn ruled nakshatras, or prominent, or moon and Saturn ruled nakshatras. This is a time period. Yeah, we're going to talk about Rahu Ketu as well. Wait, we're moving in chronological order. Thank you for reminding, though. Saturn ruled nakshatra people, this is going to be a change of prosperity. This is going to be a change of bringing about something that may have been stuck for a while, that you had been wanting to bring out to the world, and it's going to bring that about with your own efforts. You're going to be working very hard, Saturn ruled nakshatra people, but this hard work is definitely going to pay off for you. Okay. Ketu ruled nakshatras, Keshu Achampa Raji. Yeah. Ketu ruled nakshatras, this is going to be a time period which is going to be connected with you taking more action in terms of your career, taking more action in terms of your public persona, your public profile. So if you get called it's quite possible that you might get called. If you get called to a podcast, if you get called to a meeting with somebody who can, have some kind of influence over your life, somebody wealthy or somebody powerful, they say, you know what, we discussed about this a few years ago. Why don't you come ahead? We'll have a meeting. That's okay. Go to that meeting. I'll share a few mantras with you. That'll help. But definitely you will be noticed. Ketu ruled nakshatra people or prominent Ketu people, in fact. This is going to be a time period where you're going to be noticed. Rahu ruled nakshatra people, this is going to be a time period for you to take risks. This is a time period where you need to communicate, you need to skill up, you need to work on your skills, you need to work on your, talents, you need to work on your ability to take action. And through your ability to take action, through your ability to show courage, you'll be unlocking a big avenue for you that can really make you a lot of wealth, a lot of prosperity, a lot of abundance. Okay, so I've summed up for all of the nakshatras for every planet. You can just watch the recording. I'm going to now, since this recording has gone on too long, I understand people who joined in late want that. Please watch the recording. You're going to find everything that you're asking for right there. Let's talk about how to deal with this energy better, because that is important, right? That's important. So guys, here's the thing. When you are dealing with an important transformation which is being brought about by these two massive planets, Jupiter and Saturn. Why? Because 6 planetary conjunction happening, and there's a solar eclipse, and 4 of the planets are going to be in Uttarabhadrapada. 2 of them are going to be in Purvabhadrapada. So therefore, what you need to understand is that by default, these 2 planets are going to be important. Therefore, you just need to work to embody their traits better. In terms of crystals, I would say that, lapis lazuli, citrine, a combination of these can be beneficial. Just keep them on your table. You can also, if you want to, feel called to, if you're ready to accept the challenge, like challenge accepted, you can wear a simple, black titanium, ring like I've done, on the middle finger. You cannot wear any gemstone, or you cannot wear any crystal or anything all of the time. This is just to give a message to your brain that I need to focus on it. Manishji, beautiful somebody, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So kind of you. How do we know what it is that we need to change? Sharad Guruji asks me this. So the general theme is going to correspond to what your moon nakshatra is, what your planet prominent nakshatra is, and then you utilize these things that I'm talking about. Okay. Now, so one is the crystal way that you can, align your energy with that. The other thing is meditate on your sacral chakra and your root chakra. I'm going to share a meditation here. I'm going to give you a live demo. You can watch this recording and you can practice it later. It will give you a lot of balance. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we'll work with the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is situated below the rib cage and above the genitalia. Okay, that's the below the navel. In fact, below the navel, above the genitalia. That's where we see that the sacral chakra is placed for you. If you look at the back, it's your sort of lumbar region. That's where the lower discs are for you. This is what you do. You take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, sit up straight, back straight, shoulders open, hands on your knees in Gyan Mudra, tip of the thumb touching the tip of the index finger, facing upwards. Take deep breaths. Start off with deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. You can do this with me right now as well. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, we can just quickly go through and address this. Let's start. Inhale deeply. Maintain focus in that region that I told you, below the navel, above your genitalia, or from the back, if you want to focus on that same region, it's your lower discs. Okay. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. That's breath number 1. Breath number 2. Inhale, maintaining focus in that region that I just told you. Inhale, exhale. Third breath. Inhale, maintaining focus mentally in that region that I told you. Below the navel, above the genitalia. From the front, from the back, it's your lower discs, your lumbar region. Inhale, exhale. Now, 4th breath onwards, when you exhale, you have to chant this particular mantra for this chakra, which is VAM, V-A-M. It goes like this. This is what you do. Inhale, maintain focus in that region. Vam. Repeat. Inhale, focusing in the sacral chakra region as you exhale. Vam. Third breath. Inhale, focusing in the sacral chakra region, as I said. Vam. Okay, now there are some affirmations also associated with the sacral chakra that I'm pulling up that you can do right after that. Okay, I'm reading out these affirmations. This is going to be helpful. Hold on, let me just share it. Just a second. Right. I am a creator and I bring my unique beauty and perspective into the world. I am a creator and I bring my unique beauty and perspective into the world. I am a creator and I bring my unique beauty and perspective into the world. Okay, this is associated with your sacral chakra. For the root chakra, in the same way, this time what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing at the base of the spine. That's where you maintain your focus. Inhale, exhale in the same way that I just demonstrated. Inhale deeply, maintaining focus at that point at the base of your spine. Exhale, inhaling deeply once again, maintaining focus at that point at the base of your, spine. Exhale, inhaling deeply again, maintaining focus at the base of your spine and exhaling. Fourth breath onwards, the mantra for the root chakra. Why are we going through these? Because the sacral chakra is connected with the planet Jupiter and the root chakra is connected with the planet Saturn. This is why we're doing these meditations. And as you exhale, you chant the mantra for the root chakra, which is LUM. It goes like this. Inhale deeply, maintaining focus at that point at the base of your spine, and you exhale, chanting into the mantra LUM. Once again, inhale deeply, maintaining focus at that point at the base of your spine. LUM. Inhale deeply again, maintaining focus at that point at the base of your spine. LUM. Now what we do to follow that up is we do a affirmation set for the root chakra. I have access to all the resources I need to survive and thrive. I have access to all the resources I need to survive and thrive. I have access to all the resources I need to survive and thrive. Okay? This is, to be honest, all that you need to deal with the energy of this eclipse. Do this as long as you want. You will find these mantras online. We've talked about Tanviji, we've talked about Swati Nakshatra, we've talked about all of the nakshatras. We're at the end of this live session. Just go back and share this, and it's going to be very helpful. Britaji, thank you so much for those kind words that you put in for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hari Om. Now, what you have to do is you just have to watch this video and come back to this video as many times as you need to. The meditations, etc., are all mentioned what you need to do to navigate this energy. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Now, an important announcement. Thank you, Britaji. An important announcement. I have been still receiving a lot of your emails, a lot of your requests for personal sessions, even though I told you that I'm not going to be doing a lot of them this year because I want to focus on the life coaching and astral life coaching aspect. But I still get a lot of them. And business, young businesses, what I'm doing, life coaching in the way that I'm doing, I have to also be able to adapt, because I cannot just ignore people who are reaching out to me who really need help and who are like, please talk to me once. And if I'm going to end up doing 4 or 5 15-minute free discovery calls every other day, then I might as well open up a few slots for one-on-one sessions. This is going to put a smile on the faces of a lot of people. So if you want to go into more detail, if you want a one-on-one session, I'm doing it in a different way. I'm going to be assisted by my students from the course that I just completed, the Astral Life Coaching Practitioner Program. So I will have assistant coaches now as well. We're going to go deep. We're going to work with you in a way that is effective, so that there is a summary before the session and there is a summary post the session. And within the session, we're going to structure the session first by having a discovery call with you, and then on the basis of that we move ahead with it. We will only have 25 at max 30 slots open at a given point of time when bookings are open. You can book. The bookings are open. Just go to the book a session page. You can do that. And then when bookings close, they're just going to be closed. And if I can, then I'll open them up again. I would still say that try to apply still to the holistic life coaching and the astral life coaching practitioner programs, because that's where we have the most bandwidth at the moment. But I'm okay. I'm happy to give you 25 30 slots per cycle. I don't know for this cycle right now. If you want them, please, looking forward to that. In fact, if you want, I'm going to include a link here. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this wonderful session and co-creating it with me, because your questions, your inputs, your comments, they mean a lot. I'm a human being too. So when I get feedback, when I get appreciation, when I get love, when I get inputs, it makes me feel good too. So thank you so much for being here. And we're going to wrap up this session now with some mantras. So let's start. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmokshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmokshiyamamritat. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmokshiyamamritat. Om Sarvesham Swastirбhavatu, Sarvesham Santirбhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dugbhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya, Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamave Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We thank the universe for giving us an opportunity to create this wonderful energy, to tap into its secrets, to be able to learn from what it has to teach us, to be able to grow with that energy, to be able to do good. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure doing this session. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you so much, Smritiji, for your wonderful inputs. Thank you, everybody, for your nice, beautiful inputs. See you next time. Hari Om. Bye.